Make sure y'all go ahead and follow me on all my social media. All right, let's get into it. School lunch. Now, depending on where you went to school at, you were either eating like a king, indulging in the most luxurious and savory food anyone has ever tasted, or you were like the majority of us, eating borderline unedible food that looks like it came straight out of a prison cafeteria. Honestly, some of the food that they were serving at school, I pray to God that they weren't serving that slop to the inmates in jail. I barely remember the food in elementary school and middle school, but I don't remember it being that bad. It's like the quality of the food that they served us started to decline from elementary school going towards high school. Meanwhile, the teachers in the teachers lounge whipping it up, eating good. I know they had to have looked at the food and thought, man, I wouldn't even give this food to my kid at home. Although the first high school I went to, they actually served decent food. They had sesame chicken and rice. When they made the burgers, they were actually cooked and not some mystery meat, so we wouldn't have to question whether or not we were putting cow meat or horse meat into our mouths.
Hey, yo!
Pause!
Bruh, you know exactly what I meant. You need to get your mind out of the gutters.
Bruh, you know good and well as soon as you said that it sounded wrong the way you put it.
Bruh, I'm about to put my foot down your throat if you don't chill out.
Do it look like I got a foot fetish to you? Why you trying to put your feet in my mouth?
Hey, I'll take some feet if you're giving some out.
Shut your
Who are you? I'm you. What are we even talking about here? Man, we getting off topic, bruh.
Hey, yo, you the one walking around talking about putting feet in people's mouths.
I'll take some. First of all, you stop talking, and you go see God. So you're not putting your foot in my mouth? Anyways, the food at my old school, it wasn't that bad. But when I moved and I had to change schools, the food quality, or well, the lack thereof, was detrimental to my health and my taste buds. You throw any food from that school on the ground, and I bet you ants wouldn't even eat that. I once threw some school food outside, and I saw a bird sniff the food, take a bite, throw up, and meet his untimely demise. Now, they held a gathering for the fallen bird, and it was a beautiful service. Rest in peace, Birdman, man.
I'm the biggest bird. I'm the biggest bird.
Yeah, and the pizza there, yeah, that wouldn't qualify as pizza anywhere. That was basically cardboard with pizza sauce and government cheese on the top. And the sloppy Joe was absolutely horrendous. Look, I don't know who this man Joe is or what he does to get the nickname Sloppy, but he needs jail time for that absurd creation. Yeah, go ahead and give him the chair. Let's not also forget that school lunch times varied from 11:20 to 11:45, so I don't know why they didn't call it breakfast instead of lunch or even brunch. I mean, who's eating lunch at 11:45 in the morning? Now, school breakfast, that was goated. See me, I rarely ate breakfast. I barely eat breakfast now. I pretty much eat my first meal of the day when the sun starts going down, but when I did eat school breakfast, it was 10 times better than school lunch, except when they had those lifeless deflated pancakes in a plastic package. And I'm pretty sure they were prepackaged. Well, of course they were prepackaged. They took these frozen prepackaged pancakes and threw them straight into the microwave. And then they gave us those small syrup packets, 1 syrup packet to be exact, to cover what, 3-4 pancakes? Nah, my boy, I'm gonna need at least a full bottle of that Aunt Jemima's Mrs. Butterworth butter flavored maple syrup to make up for that melted floppy styrofoam they call a pancake. 9 times out of 10, I was grabbing a miniature bowl of cereal, a milk, and a juice cup, and boom, that was my breakfast. And I obviously was grabbing a cinnamon toast crunch. I mean, come on, that gotta be arguably one of the best cereals known to man. Y'all can't name a better cereal. Go ahead, put y'all favorite cereals in the comments below. Sometimes they would have funnel cake with the powdered sugar sprinkled on top, and I swear they had to be sprinkling that rock, that booger sugar on the top of them funnel cakes, cause they was straight bussin'. But back to the school lunches, which were absolutely terrible. And then the lunch ladies would be like, make sure you grab a fruit or vegetable. Now look here, Linda, this fruit that you serving is still frozen. The fruit cup, frozen. The juice cups, frozen. And the vegetables taste like the mulch they had just put down. This 45-minute lunch period is the only time that I have to get away from people telling me what to do all day long. So don't think you're about to interrupt that break because this job is the only place you feel like you have any sort of authority in your sad, miserable, mediocre, pathetic, little worthless life.
Damn!
Joke of a life, actually.
Damn!
Are you okay, man?
Yeah, man, I just gotta keep it entertaining for the people. make sure they continue watching. On top of the bull that I just mentioned, you got the people who gets to the lunchroom early just so they can get to their food first, which I guess it makes sense, but I seen a dude sprint down a hallway just to get to the lunch line. He over here acting like we eating Benihana's or Ruth Chris. I ain't never seen anyone that excited to eat jail food. I mean, I get it. If you don't get down there quick enough, you'll be spending the majority of your lunch waiting in line just to sit down and have, what, 5-10 minutes left to eat? But when you're eating the stuff that came from that cafeteria, that's all you need, because it's only one thing that was edible, and that was the lunch tray. Now, remember when we used to have the plastic trays and then they switched over to the styrofoam trays? Yeah, the only people that actually benefited from that was the lunch lady. I'm guessing they got tired of washing all those lunch trays, so they switched them out, which means that y'all would actually be doing part of your job, because serving good food obviously was not one of them. But styrofoam trays were also a terrible idea, because you got a carton of milk, 50 pounds of sloppy Jose filled with mystery meat, a frozen cube of fruit cup, and whatever else they decided to throw on our tray. How is a thin tray supposed to support the weight of all that bull they put on top of it? Y'all working in school, but y'all didn't think about the possibility of, I don't know, the tray folding in the middle. Then you got the kids ripping off pieces of the tray and chewing them. And that brings me to my next point. The thing that's worse than a lunch is the people at lunch. I don't know why, but the people at lunch aren't the same people you see in the hallway, but they're the same people.
What?
I hear me out and try to keep up with what I'm saying. You might see Jason in the hallway and dap him up, and then you might see Jason again at lunch, but those are two different people. Jason at lunch is a complete buffoon, along with the rest of the degenerates at lunch. I don't know why, but there were those one people at lunch, and everybody watching this video knows exactly what people I'm talking about. The people that would pour the chocolate milk into the fruit and then add the vegetables and whatever else that they had on their tray and mix and mash it together until it became the nastiest concoction, almost resembling baby food. Why did they do this? I have no idea. Like, I don't know what possessed these people to do this. They literally got the food just to waste it. I mean, I know a couple of people who took it a step further and actually consumed this diabolical menacing mixture. Why? Your guess is about as good as mine, but the people who've done this before, and you know exactly who you are, you also need jail time. But it gets even worse. See, back in middle school, we had these snack lines, which basically was an area or a table where you could get chips or candy or anything else considered as a snack. They had cookies, muffins, candy bars, the whole nine. Okay, so do y'all remember those little Crystal Light drink pouches that you could mix into the water and basically make a diet version of Kool-Aid? Well, yeah, they had those too. Now, if you were a normal human being with a brain that functions properly, you would follow the instructions on the package, empty out the contents it contained into your water and use it for its intended purposes. You would think that's all it'd be used for, but nah. Some of those kids, well, let's just put it like this. Remember the booger sugar I previously... Remember the booger sugar that I previously mentioned earlier in the video that they sprinkled on top of the funnel cakes? Let's just say they were doing the same thing as that, but with Crystal Light. Now, it didn't help that half of the students' brains were already smoother than the back of Michael Jordan's chrome dome. They went and did that and literally disintegrated the last 2 remaining brain cells that they had left. But they were dared like what, once or twice? Then it became a regular thing with them. And then it stopped being funny and they kept doing it anyways. Needless to say, you could tell what will lie in their foreseeable future. Actually, now that I think about it, I wonder what they're doing right now. Although you and me both could probably guess what. Then there were some people that used to snort milk up their nose, which I guess was a little safer than the Crystal Light. Still stupid, but I'd rather them doing that than, actually nah, I'd rather them not do it at all. Then you got the people begging you for $1 every day to grab something out of the snack line because their parents never gave them any money for lunch and didn't pack them a lunch either. So basically you were sending your kids to school starving. And trust me, those kids weren't just hungry for an education, which now that you think about it, it kind of makes sense why they were chewing on the styrofoam trays. Alright, I appreciate y'all staying to the end of the video. Make sure y'all go ahead and leave them comments down below to let me know what y'all want to see next. And make sure y'all also comment the most down bad or the craziest thing you've done in high school or life at all. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see y'all next time.
I'm killing it. I keep my head on the swivel, but that's why I'm moving so militant. My crew is so sinister, got me gon' get at your head. Then I call up, I go to finish. She said that I'm arrogant, I know that I'll never spare shit.